Hello, so welcome to my channel. My name is Missy Lynn, and this is my Felonies and Poppy Seeds channel on YouTube and TikTok. And today I'm going to do 2 book reviews. Books are everything to me. I learn most of my things from reading books. Usually it'll start out with like a podcast that I see and I'm interested in the subject, and I will find a book on it. This particular first one, I have one for Jill and one for me. And the one for Jill came recommended by her psychiatrist, and it is called What to Do When Your Brain Gets Stuck: A Kid's Guide to Overcoming OCD by Dawn Hebner, PhD. And so it has a lot to do with, obviously, OCD, intrusive thoughts, anxiety, and panic. And Jill can read on my level, so she can read this and she can do the activities. And we started it last night. This is what it looks like. So workbook. And we started it last night, and she, about 9 o'clock, and she wanted to finish it. She wanted to do the entire book. She loved it so much. And what it's doing is giving me insight because she's filling it out. And that's our way of communicating, since she is having such a hard time telling me her feelings around sadness or panic or whatever, because sometimes she doesn't even know. She just knows she's feeling not good. And she has these thoughts that she feels she's different. She tells me all the time, I don't belong on this earth. I'm different than everybody. And Colette used to say the same things. And because these intrusive thoughts are never like, oh, you're beautiful. Oh, let's go do something fun. You know, they're more like, you're going to die. Or, you know, picturing violent images in her mind. And I'm telling you, Jill is very sheltered in that way. She does not get exposed to TV. My partner and I don't even watch it. We will watch podcasts at night. Once in a while, he'll watch the news in the morning before she's awake. But she's not exposed to it. And so these are real intrusive thoughts that come with OCD, and they just are there. And that's why it's so confusing for her, because she doesn't understand where they come from. You know, she knows that we've had a traumatic life. She knows we've been stressed out, but she's not watched, you know, domestic violence or trauma or violence or any of the things that pop up in her head. And it makes her feel like she's a bad person. And this book outlines that OCD and Jill are 2 different things. And that made her really happy. You know, OCD's over here making these stupid decisions, and Jill's over here, and she can kick OCD's butt. And she really liked that too. You know, it's teaching her how to be in charge of it and to discern which thoughts are hers and which thoughts are OCD. And so one example is they had her draw a picture of herself. That's her crying. And it had her write down any intrusive thoughts that she has on a regular basis that she could think of at the time. And she busted these out so fast. And it broke my heart. But I have now her true 4 of them intrusive thoughts that I now know that I can, you know, begin to help her with. The first thing says, I don't want to. And Jill is very much like that. And that, you know, is OCD. If you are in the middle of something, or she has her mind set on something, and I ask her to pick up her room, she doesn't want to such a degree, because her mind is wanting to follow through with whatever it's telling her to do. And so it's a struggle. So I don't want to. And then she wrote thoughts about dying, just in general, thoughts about dying. And then she wrote, she was scared that her sister Holly's going to die, which is her last sister left. And then she wrote, my mommy's liver is sick and I'm scared she's going to die. So every thought besides the I just don't want to do it was around death. So we get to communicate now through this book, because she has a hard time telling me those things. And I'm not quite sure why, but I think it's because she can't tell if they're thoughts that are real or thoughts that she's hearing, and she feels like they may not be real, and it confuses her. But this is giving her the ability to clearly outline what to do, and I'm just really excited. I'm recommending this to any parent who is present and, you know, intentionally raising their children and they're struggling with any kind of anxiety, they've lived through any kind of trauma, and they have any kind of OCD symptoms, even small, anxiety and panic have a lot to do with OCD. You start coping for one, you start coping for another, you start coping for another, and things start adding up. And coping starts just getting all jumbled up into a bunch of different things. But this book is just amazing. So again, I'll put the title and the author in the comments for anybody who might want to get it. I got it off of Amazon. I think it was like 14 bucks. And then this one, I think, was about the same price. So I think I spent about $30 on both. And it's called Breaking Free of Child Anxiety with OCD, a scientifically proven program for parents by Ellie R. Lebowitz. And just reading the few pages I've read, I feel so grateful, so much gratitude that we found these, that her psychiatrist, turned us on to the child one, and then this adult one, parenting one, was recommended along with it. I'm going to read you just the first little paragraph on the back to give you an idea of what it is. So, parenting an anxious child means facing constant challenges and questions. When should parents help children avoid anxiety-provoking situations, and when should we encourage them to face their fears? How can parents foster independence while still supporting their children? How can parents reduce the hold that their child's anxiety has and has taken over the whole family? And that's really what has happened a lot here, when things change, or even if we have to get ready because we're leaving the house to go grocery shopping or just something different, panic comes. We are always late. We are always in tears. We are never just showing up normal. It's always just like our hair's all a mess, and it's just like we've been going at it for hours, and it's because she gets anxiety about anything different, even if she's done it 100 times. And so it really does begin to rule the house. There's screaming and yelling and crying and kicking and throwing fits, and she doesn't want to be that way. And that's why she believes she is a bad person. But now she gets to see scientifically, because she's a big person on trusting, like she wants it proved to her, proof that this is what's really happening, and I'm not just making up bullshit to make her feel better. And this helped her with that. She's going to learn to discern what is Jill's thoughts and what is OCD thoughts. And I'm going to learn when to back off and give her space, because I go overboard. I've lost my children. Obviously, it's difficult for me to back off a lot. Like, I want to be there. I want to help her. I want to do all these things, but I go too hard and I annoy her, and so this is going to help me know when the right time to back off is and when she actually really truly needs me, since she is unable to communicate that with this OCD and with her fears. So these two books, if you have children with anxiety, panic, OCD, anything that causes any of this, I would really recommend getting these. They're not too much and they're wonderful. And this one comes with so many other ones for other issues. We're already going to get Fear Interferes is one of them. Dread Your Bed, because bedtime is her worst time, because she doesn't like it quiet, because that's when she can hear her intrusive thoughts. So bedtime is sometimes a 9-hour struggle. Like, we don't go to bed till 4 a.m. But the last 3 nights she's gone to bed by 10 and 11. So we're getting better. We're getting there. We're going to get her worrying too much, because she worries about everything. Like I said, she's worried about me and her sister dying, her dying. That's what's on her mind all the time. And that's why she acts up. And that's what we need to do as parents. We have to research. If our children are acting out to this degree, it's our job to figure it out. I don't really believe that most children are born and they just want to be bad. And they just want to make your life miserable, She's confused. And she told me that the other night. I was laying in bed with her and I was saying, Jill is good. Jill is smart. Jill is beautiful. Jill is amazing. Jill is funny. And she goes, and Jill is a little bit confused. And that was enough insight for me to understand She really is confused by her thoughts. She's not doing this on purpose. And there's so many parents out there who punish their children for misbehaving when their children don't know the difference. You know, we have to lead by example. And my example for the first few years of her life wasn't great. I wasn't doing drugs. I wasn't doing anything like that. I was working way too much. And I was stressed the fuck out. And I was trying to keep her alive. Well, now I know better, but now I have to undo all that damage. And this book, I really feel, is going to be really significant in doing that. So if you guys have any books that you would like to share, or to share with the audience, to share with me, please put them in the comments. I'm interested in reading any and all books. You know, I just can't learn enough. And especially when it comes to helping my daughter, you know, or myself, which in turn helps my daughter. So, Breaking Free of Child Anxiety and OCD, a scientifically proven program for parents, and What to Do When Your Brain Gets Stuck, a kid's guide to overcoming OCD. Yeah, I would highly, highly recommend getting them if you have children with any sort of brain disorder or coping or loss even. Because what's happening is, like I said, she's communicating with me without realizing it. And it's not that she doesn't want to communicate with me. It's that she's so confused on what's real and what isn't. She doesn't know what to say. She'll say, I don't know the answer. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's not real, you know? And so she doesn't have the confidence to give me answers. And her psychiatrist had told me, you know, just stop asking her. She doesn't know. And this is going to help both of us know. And today she just feels so much better, you know, already. And like I said, we've done like 5 pages out of about 100. So we've got a long way to go, and I'll keep you guys posted. And again, put anything in the comments that you guys have read that you think would be helpful to anybody out there. Put what it's about, what it's for, because someone reading it has gone through what you're going through. You know, someone reading the comments, and that's a way you can help. And like I'm trying to, you know. So anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll be posting a teaser on my first podcast with Randon Gruthius on alcoholism soon. I think we're going to be working on that tonight, so that'll be coming this week. And there is a poll under community on my page. If you go to that, it asks like 4 or 5 different subjects that you would be interested in hearing a podcast on. If you would like to go vote on that, please feel free to do that. I've got 3 votes so far. And yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say today. I'm sure I'll be back on tonight. I hope you guys all have a wonderful fucking day. And don't forget to smile beautiful. And someday I'll tell you what that means, to smile beautiful. It doesn't mean what it sounds. It's something that me and my girls always had. Colette had it tattooed on her. Holly has it tattooed on her. And now it's my turn. And all 3 of us have this. 1111. And that was way off on a tangent. So have a good day, guys.